Welcome back everybody to the next tutorial, which is how to apply sprites, sprite sheets, backgrounds, fonts to try and make your games look a little bit better. So far the games we've made haven't been amazing in terms of graphics. They've all just been squares and things like that. Of course, when you make your real game, when you make your actual game, you want to make something decent, you're going to want to have some pictures and things in it. So normal P5 project as normal in Replit, get rid of all this rubbish and make it nice. Oh, nice and small. Go to P5.play, copy that in, go to our index, replace that as normal, and we're ready to go. So you can probably see at the bottom of my screen I've got lots of these files down here. So all I'm going to do is upload them by dragging them. So I've got these off various sites. So the font, the spacesage.ttf, I got off that font, just there. But you can get fonts and things, and all the other art I got from Open Game Art. Like that. So you can search for things like, you can search for shooter and you'll get like various shooter game things or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some sprites as normal. So I'm going to have let player, I'm going to have let baddies just like in my zombie game, and then I'm going to need some variables for my images. So I'm going to have let player image, let baddie image, let background image, and we've got some fonts. So I'm going to let space font space done. Can't type. Space font like that. What we're going to do is we're going to load things. You can just load them in your draw function things as normal, but if you've got a particularly big file or lots of things to load, you don't want that to happen. So there's a function built into P5 called preload, and it does that first. So that's where we normally, let's zoom out a little bit, there we go, is where we load our images. So I'm going to say player image equals load image, and then I'm going to say the file. So mine's spaceships, so mine's called spaceships underscore 003 dot png, like that. Background image equals load image. I call that space bg.png, nice and easy. And my baddie image, it's like a beetle, equals load image. What do I call it? I call it beetle5, beetle5.png. So that's all nice and easy. Now if you look at these files, my beetle is a sprite sheet, so it's got multiple different animations in. My background is just a spacey background, and that's my ship. Okay, nothing particularly special, then you can't see that file because it's a true font file. So then what we're going to do as well is we're going to have space font equals load font, and then what's the file called? So space age.ttf, like that. So now we can hopefully run this, and we can spot if there's any mistakes with our images or anything. So that looks fine to me. So now we can go ahead and actually create something. So let's make a player sprite. So player equals a new sprite. I'm not going to give it anything particularly magical there. I'm just going to leave that as it is, so it spawns in the middle, and do player dot image equals, and then I think it's just player image. So if it works, it should have a big picture of a rocket ship in the middle if it works. There we go. And then what we might want to do is the width and height don't necessarily work as well with images, so if you want to make it smaller, I could do player dot scale equals 0.25, and that'll make it quarter the size. There we go. Then what I might want to do as well is for my font's all loaded, but what I might want to do is have, let's say I've just got let score equals 0, and then what I might do is add my clear, and then I'm going to do background image. Put my background on there. Then I might do fill 255, which is white. Let's just scroll down a bit. Text font, sorry. Text font space font, I think I called it. Text size 30, and then do text space game width divided by 2, and then I don't know, 50. Let's see if that works. Oops, it's a little bit off the screen there, but that's worked. We've got the space font. Like that. And then I might do text score 50-50, so I can see like a 0 in the corner or whatever, like that. Okay, so that's it. That's pretty much it. We've got a sprite in, we've got an image for our sprite, we've got a background, we've got a font. So that's most of this done. Next part is going to be the more difficult part, and this is where we're getting that sprite sheet in for it to work. So what I'll do is I'm not going to do any spawning and things because you can take that from the zombie game, but we're going to make a new group for baddies. So I could just do it as a sprite actually. I'm going to do it as a sprite. So baddies equals new sprite, like that. Baddies dot sprite sheet equals beetle image, and then I'll do baddies dot add anis, so add animations, brackets like that, and then what we need to do now is add in all of our animations. We need to give them a name. So I might have going right, left, down, and up like that. So these are the names of our animations. And what we need to do is specify where in the picture they are. So we just put in these curly brackets like this, like that. And then what we do is we say what each of the rows are. So row 2 frames 5, like that. Now I'll explain what that means now. If I go into here, row 0, 1, 2 is facing right, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. So it's going to cycle through all of these pictures. Okay. So yeah, so frames 5, comma, and then we want for left it's row 3 frames. They're all going to be frames 5. Frames 5. I should probably just copy this, it'd be much easier. Like that. And then I think down is row 0 and row 1 for up. Okay. And I can just do, and make a new baddie. Now, a little bit of an error there. So beetle image not defined. What do I call it? I call it baddie image, that's white. Let's see if that loads. Here's it's in a square at the minute, which is helps if you actually make the oh no, but it is new sprite, right. No, that's me being silly. Aha. I'm being an idiot. 100, I was thinking it was a group still. It's not a group anymore. So we should somewhere have a sprite. Now I'm not seeing him, so it could mean a bunch of things. What's a good thing you can do as well is you can do, I think baddies dot debug equals true, I think, and that puts your there you go. So that's where it is, but I can't quite see it at the moment, and that's probably down to a few different things. I don't actually have a size, so to work out the sizes, I know it's 49 by 49 because you look at the height and width of the image. So I've got the height and divided it by 4. I've got the width and divided it by 5. It works out. Each of these pictures are 50 by 50, or 49 by 40 actually. So let's try baddies dot w equals 49. Baddies dot height equals 49. See if that works a little bit better. Here we go. It's not perfect, but if I take the debug off as well, probably doesn't work this up, but it's a black background, so it's not helpful. What you'll see is, zoom right in, You can see it's crawling there, which is pretty cool. Then what you can do as well is you can set what's the starting animation going to be. So I can go to baddies.Annie equals, I could choose down. I think it needs to be better. So it's down, it will do the down animation. It's crawling. Up. Right. There you go. All working. So that's it. So you can quite easily take what we've just done and apply that to the zombie tutorial. Every tutorial we've done, you can replace these with animations or just images. And yeah, so open game art, DAF font, anything like that, backgrounds of Unsplash, anything you want. It's really easy to apply some good graphics to your game, and they can start looking quite professional. It looks like a retro game. I think the font and everything's pretty cool, so this game is actually, I think, pretty decent if I actually added in some enemies and functionality and movement and things like that. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully it was nice and easy, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.